In this video, we'll learn to read, write, order and compare decimals up to 3 decimal places. So we've got decimals with 1 decimal place, which means 1 digit after the decimal point, and 0.2 as well is a decimal with 1 decimal place. And then we've got 2 with 2 decimal places, so 1.42, the 4 and 2 come after the decimal point, 0.22, and finally there's one with 3 decimal places, so 2.422, so there are 3 digits after the decimal point. So the way we read them are just like I read them, so we go 1.42, we don't say 1.42. No, after the decimal point, we read the digits separately. So 1.42, 1.4, 2.422, 0.2, 0.22. And this is how we write them as well. So when I say 1 point, you write the 1.4. So the 4 would come after, or 2.422. You just write the digits as they are read. Now, in terms of ordering and comparing them, so this is what I'm going to be working on. So I've tried to represent 1.42, and I link it to money because it's one of the contexts that we use on a daily basis, and it's easier to understand and remember. But you could also link it to measurement and a range of other topics. So we got 1.42. If this was money, I'll try and put a pound notation in front, just to put it into context. So we got 1.42, and we've said that the decimal point represents the wholes from the parts. So that means that I've got a whole pound, and this is what is telling me that this is a pound, the pound sign in front. So we've got 1 pound, and that there we've got 40 pence, so 10, 20, 30, 40, and there are 2 pence. So £1.42. So if I am trying now to compare that with the 1.4, how much money would I have here? It would be £1 and 40 pence, because I haven't got any digit after here to represent the pennies. So I can add a 0 after it. And in other ways, you could look at, if it's 1.4, it's a whole one and 0.4. So what is 0.4 of a pound? There we go, 0 to 1 pound. And so I'm splitting it into 10 equal parts. So 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, so up to this point. So if this whole line represents 1 pound, how much does one of these divisions represent? And since it's 10 of them, that means 10 pence. So 10p and another 10 and another 10 and another 10, it'll be 40 pence. So that 4 in there means 40 pence. So now I have £1.40. Here I have £2 42 pence, and that 2 at the end represents a smaller amount than a penny. So we're talking about amounts or coins that we haven't got in use today. So, but what we need to remember that this is even a small amount. As you can see, it's getting from pounds to 10p to pennies. So this is tenths of pennies. We're talking about getting a 1 penny coin and cutting it into 10 equal parts, and that's one of them would be 1 here, so 2 would represent this 2 there. But we haven't got that kind of coin to represent it nowadays. But the idea is that this is smaller than 10 times smaller than a penny. And 0.2, it means that we've got £0 and 20 pence. And what about this? So this would be £0 and 22 pence. So if I'm to order these, which one would I pick first? So let's say I want to order them from the biggest to the smallest. If I look at these, I have a pound there, whole pound, a whole pound there. I have 2 whole pounds there, £0, £0. So this must come first because pound have a greater value. So, and that's 2 whole pounds. So I'm going to go 2.422. And then after this, which one would I pick? Then I would go for the one that has at least a pound. So, but these two, they both have a pound. This has 40 pence and this has 40 pence. This has 2 extra pennies, as you can see. This doesn't have any of those. So I'll go for 1.42 and then 1.4. And if I'm comparing them to, then this means 20 pence. So 0.2 means 20 pence, and this means 22 pence. So I'll go for the 22 pence first. So I've ordered them from the largest to the smallest. Now, one more question. If I'm to compare 0.2 with 0.02, which one would be bigger? As we said before, 0.2 is the same as 0.20. So in terms of money, this would be 20 pence. And whereas this is going to be 2 pence. Because if you remember the order, we'd have the 10p first and then the 1p after that. So there is no 10p coin here, but that 2 pennies in there. So the value of this is just 2 pence and this is 20 pence. So this must be bigger. So I hope this has helped you to read, write, order and compare decimals up to 3 decimal places.